Good morning, everyone. This is Nicole Ali. This time I want to discuss a few topics that will probably be discussed more in detail during a hangout. I want to do a medical hangout, science, STEM type hangout, but it will more than likely center around the video done by Information Man Show, Lisa Cabrera, and the Radical Sister 3, and myself. So there are at least four videos that I will try to remember to incorporate into that hangout. I want to do this hangout early Saturday morning if I can. So just keep watching my channel to see when I post information about that hangout. Quite possibly I'll post a short, commercial, so to speak, about that either this evening or tomorrow, so Thursday or Friday. Anyway, I want to congratulate and also sympathize with Mr. Dewayne Johnson, the groundskeeper at this school in Northern California, who has just received the verdict from the judge awarding him $289 million. And that has to relate with his non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which he developed. You don't contract cancer. It's not communicable. Cancer is a pathology that develops from cells that are not able to repair DNA damage, or cells that have been irradiated, or now we know, or we're thinking from the hundreds of research articles that show chemicals such as DDT or glyphosate found in Roundup, a product that is produced by Monsanto. Monsanto, a company bought by Bayer. If you know Bayer aspirin, it is a German company. So I want to discuss this article first, and I'll come back with other articles and other videos. They have a thyroid medication that's recalled due to the risk of impurities. And we see this happening quite often. A lot of these medications are being recalled. I just talked recently about a heart medication that was recalled because it is alleged to contain chemicals that are carcinogenic. We already know glyphosate is carcinogenic based on scientific evidence. So certain batches of hypothyroid medication are being recalled by Westminster Pharmaceuticals after one of its Chinese suppliers failed a U.S. FDA inspection. I'm not surprised. The medication is a combination of levothyroxine, called LT4, and liothyronine, called LT3. These are synthetic hormones used when a person's thyroid gland is no longer functioning properly. So, of course, they're going to stand by their product the same way that Monsanto stands by its product. I'm not going to go completely into this article, but I will mention that this has to relate to Mr. Johnson's illness, because most thyroid tumors, although rare, do relate to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, because primary thyroid tumors are usually for the most, I would say 98% of the time, it's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma that's related to that. And lymphoma is a cancer of the lymph nodes. So here they show that it is rare. They say it's rare, but I don't believe that, because they say that it's fewer than 200,000 U.S. cases per year. These are in living people. After death, there was a study done years ago. I can't remember. I have to try to find the document, but they discussed how most of the patients that had died, the cadavers, and they did the analysis of the thyroid, whether they were sick or healthy, they died of natural causes or otherwise, most of them had thyroid tumors. The thymus is found in the neck area, and they show here ages that thyroid cancer is found, and it's mostly in adults over the age of 41. So people in their 40s and above is where it's most common. Women, it's very common. In males, it's just common. So I say across the board, anyone can get thyroid cancer. So when I go to another link from Medscape, thyroid lymphoma, I want to know how they classify primary thyroid lymphoma to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. They say here, primary thyroid lymphoma can be defined as a lymphoma that arises from the thyroid gland. This definition excludes those that invade the thyroid gland as a consequence of either metastasis or direct extension. Primary thyroid lymphomas are practically always non-Hodgkin lymphomas, or NHLs. Primary thyroid Hodgkin lymphoma is extremely rare, meaning that you have to have long-term exposure to some type of chemical or some type of stimulus that causes the development of this type of lymphoma. So I wanted to just bring this information to you, because right now Monsanto, of course, they're crying about paying this $289 million verdict to Mr. Johnson here, because he's literally dying of cancer. I don't expect him, I'm sorry to be so grave about it, but I don't expect him to live much longer, because he's in the last stages of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. If you don't have lymph nodes and a healthy lymphatic system, you cannot survive. The lymphatic system runs parallel to your circulatory system. So your circulatory system is with the bloodstream. Your lymphatic system runs parallel to that to signal and feed your organs. If you don't do that properly, you're not going to survive. It's not possible. Even with blood transfusions, it's not possible. So there's another article that I'll link that discusses how Monsanto is upset. Their stocks are dropping. They dropped 11%, I think, on Monday, and they're continuing to drop, as they should. This is one form of punishment that they deserve, I feel, based on their deception and their denial of the link, like here. The denial of the link between the active ingredient glyphosate and cancer. Although they've shown that glyphosate causes sorry about that. Although they show that glyphosate causes cancer in mice. So I'm gonna come down here and just highlight this area. And then I'm gonna get a new link and just type that in. Oops, paste that in if I can. Go to images, and see you get a bunch of graphs. So it's not very descriptive. So what I'm going to do is type in cancer mice. So they have rats, actually. Well, these are mice. They look like these are rats. These are not mice. Based on this, yeah, these can't be mice. Because unless they're older, because I'm looking at the size of the mouse here compared to their fingers. This is not a mouse, this is a rat. And looking at the length of the legs, this is not a mouse. So I'm saying the reason why I'm saying mouse versus rat, rats have a different system than rats do. They usually don't last that long when it comes to doing these long-term studies. Rats do. So these are rats, comparing the person's hand to the the rat's head and their limbs, and their bladder, which is near the bottom of their body. These are rats. They have given these rats, Roundup chemicals, glyphosate, in their water and I believe in their food. And you see the tumors. These are huge lymph node tumors underneath the arms. So you do have lymph nodes under your arms and throughout your body. It actually follows the midline of your body up to your underarms and into your groin area, pelvic area, which is why when you get sick, those areas swell. So they're showing that this is toxic. This is 6 French science academies. They dismissed the study finding GM or genetically modified corn harmed these rats. But it's obvious that these rats have tumors. This is an Egyptian study from Food and Chemical Toxicology. They say the rats that were fed Roundup tolerant GMO modified corn, and the species is NK603, for 2 years developed cancers. That's another way you know these are rats, because 2 years is a very long time. Mice are usually dead within a year. They're very old by a year. So you have the pictures of the rats at the top, and then you have IHC, immunohistochemistry, of the tumors at the bottom. They are extremely invasive tumors. Then you have pictures here, further pictures. I'll blow it up a little bit, where you can see to the right D, E, and F. The 9255 matches the mouse number, so they tag their ears, so that's the tag number. 9202 is the tag for the middle mouse. 9344 is the tag for the third mouse, and C. So A corresponds with D, B corresponds with E, and C corresponds with F. The tumors here are disgusting, I know, but these are real. This is real data that they're showing here. This is not make-believe. This is not for play. This is GMO maize, GMO corn. A lot of things are made with corn now. So these are not transgenic rats. I have to remind people of that. These are regular rats that they use in a laboratory. White rats, but regular rats nonetheless, meaning that they don't have any genetically modified, they don't have any genes that have been changed or transitioned in any way. So that was just more information. This is like a preview to what I want to talk about on Saturday about Monsanto. We discussed a little bit of this when I had a hangout with Maya Tika some months back, and hopefully she'll be able to join us. If not, then I'll continue on. If you want to be participating with us in that discussion, with me in that discussion, please let me know. You can email me at NicoleAli864@yahoo.com. I'll talk to you in the next one. Have a great day.